Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to only take what resonates. If something is negative or confusing for you, you always have the power to cancel, clear, or reject that information. This is timeless. Anytime you're seeing this and it resonates, it's for you. Anytime you want to listen back, great. You can book personal readings with us by emailing us, frequencyoftheheart@gmail.com. That's the only way to book personal readings with us. So watch out for people who are not genuine, okay, and are offering false things. Scorpio. We set the intention for high vibrational truth. We give gratitude and thanks to all energies and facets of Source who are present to assist this reading space today. Thank you so much for being here. Please help me deliver these messages clearly and confidently. Stay centered in my higher self and heart space. You may clearly hear and deliver. See, feel. Scorpio, what is your main energy or focus right now? Please and thank you. Be focused on clarity, making a logical plan and trying to stick to it. Could have done a lot of healing around your perspectives and you're just trying to stick to that perspective now. You could be trying to be in your own, kind of on your own line as well with this. Focused on being in your own space in order to do this. Clarify this focus and energy, please. Too many. Clarify this energy and focus, please, and thank you. A lot of determination here. Some of you could be with a Pisces or connected to Pisces energy as well. Like a foundational energy, or trying to put them on the back burner right now. Could also just be Pisces in the chart here. I think if there's an emotional situation or even an action-based situation that's taken too long, okay, or you're waiting a long time for, it's really on this divine timing. You're just, taking the action you need to take to move forwards or to get clarity about the path forwards, despite that or regardless of that, but in other areas. So you're like, you know what? Well, that's doing that. I'm not just going to sit here and put everything else on hold. I'm going to get clarity about what I can. So you're just kind of taking charge where you can. Kind of a workaholic energy could come through for some of you here, but that won't be for everyone. I definitely feel just trying to make things clear ahead. There could be disaster around some of you here, and you're just like, almost, you're aware of it, but you're trying to just make your own clarity anyways. Some of you have taken a spiritual trip in your lifetime, or you will. This will be very significant to you. Okay, this is something that you will either obtain an item or something semi-permanent or permanent, like a tattoo or an item or jewelry, something that you wear a lot or have often or put in your pocket a lot, or wallet or something around you. Okay, and this may surprise people somehow because you may seem kind of rigid sometimes, or kind of in this earth plane, or in not earth plane, but more like you may not seem so mystical, to people right away, always, but you have a very, I don't know, it's like when you have a boss or something, like at a corporate office, who seems super professional, and then they bend over one day and you see like a huge tattoo, like, on the bottom of their back or something, or like, I don't know, it's like where you get that glimpse or that moment of like, oh, they've got a whole other side or story or something. Especially when you're in this more rigid energy. So some of you are kind of not like feeling in the mood lately too, okay? You could have more of just a focus on your mind, on your clarity, on moving into brighter, clearer pathways. And kind of just waiting for something to go through the natural divine timing process it has to. There are certain things out of your control and you're aware of that. So you're just letting those be for right now. Okay? Okay, Scorpio, what is your main challenge right now? What is your main challenge right now? Please and thank you. Funny, Pisces didn't want to talk about the challenge either so much. And I felt like it was because their main focus and energy could have been part of their challenge. I feel it's similar for you. I mean, I feel like trying to get clarity despite what's going on, despite waiting, despite things around, feeling more, you know, like in a rigid energy, that can be a challenging energy in itself. So it makes sense in a way. Some of you also could have been recently like single. It won't be for everyone, but that could also be, you know, where you're trying to heal your mind and move on here. Tempo and movement, okay? The tempo at which things are going, getting things going quickly, moving as quickly as you want them to, or going fast. Something about this can be a challenge, okay? Things could just not be going as quickly as you want, or inspiration could not, you know, could be harder to come by at some points, or just not moving as quickly again, okay? Anything to clarify with the challenge here for Scorpio? Any clarification on this challenge? If things aren't moving, it's because something wants to be introspected, or you're being asked to take time to yourself, or downtime here, okay? Sometimes, even though I feel like, Scorpio, you're clear about not controlling the divine timing of certain things, I mean, there's things you know you can't control, like it's out of your control, and it's going to take the time and process it's going to take, you know. But I feel like still, sometimes, you know, you desire to have more control, to be in a position, you know, where more is in your grasp and in your reach. Or there could be an energy around you like this. And this is something that craves, you know, stability. You and them both, perhaps. There's a craving for that stability that offers, and that strength and that power. And in a way, it can make the tempo of things feel even extra frustrating, because there's still this conflict, or this restriction, or this resistance between that desire for things to be controlled and the tempo at which they're moving. I'm actually also feeling for some of you that something moved too quickly, and that is playing on the control of someone around you or your own self here. Either way, something is kind of causing you or asking you to re-examine, reevaluate your dreams, your hopes, and your wishes. And maybe to understand that there's a season for everything, and see how are you maybe limiting or barring at times. How could you potentially be limiting or barring your hopes and dreams by either trying to control too tightly the way that they will manifest, or the way that they will unfold, or how somebody around you could be having that effect as well. Or not even somebody, but a system around you as well. Anything to add to that message connected to the challenge here? Please and thank you. I think there's a challenge to be still sometimes. There's like a real desire to move forwards, you know. There can be a challenge, yeah, with the people around as well, but this can be about scheduling. Again, I'm really getting this being in control energy. And like the organization and the scheduling and even coming together with like minds, even learning how to be present and not to be so anxious to drive on here. I'm getting the word enigma. I also feel like you've got conflicting or even contrasting energies here, because it's like there's a challenge to be present or to be where you are in certain regards. You could even be just sometimes like forcing mental clarity. Or it's like, we've done this already. Do I have to really do this again? Do I have to be like always like looking and reflecting and I don't know, understanding? Could also be troubles with a boss or something here. Clarify this, please. Yeah, it's like a lot of this challenge and this, it's around the movement, the motion, the speed, the tempo. It's really what it comes down to. And what's in your control and what's not. And how that can fight sometimes with your idea, your plan, your desire, your sense of stability. Sometimes your sense of stability comes from control. And the Hermit, what would you say about the Hermit here? Virgo energy. Thank you. Yeah, the Hermit, again, it's all about that introspection, that reflection, spending time and space to self as well, to introspect on the deeper mysteries and inner workings of the self. It's almost like understanding the psychology of yourself as well. Because the thing is it's like you're trying to get some kind of clarity forwards. That's the focus on a mental level. But there's an indecisive energy, conflicting energy, or a mental confusion that is present that you can't simply override and just bypass. It's almost like the things happening around you and the tempo happening around you is forcing you to be in a space where you have to reflect. Maybe you never took the time to do this and you just worked, or you just like push through. And, or you felt like you had to, right? But there's forces at work here that are like, no, you need to look at this and you need to be still and you need to, or we're going to make you like kind of like look. And these forces are a part of you. It's not like they're like ominous forces beyond you that are like looming. I mean, these are a part of you, in your own intuitions and knowings. And this is something you know you need to do. But in an aspect, the mysteries inside the self are wanting you to take a blindfold off in a part that needs to be so that you can move and also to learn a certain sense of presence here. The inner mysteries, even inner fears that are present, perhaps around control or around creativity or around failure or around, there's something that if the gap grows too big between that part of yourself and that part of yourself and you just keep trying to pretend or just work through it or whatever, the system it's not going to have as strong of a foundation as what you're hoping for. So it's nothing bad. I mean, everything is fine. It's just that you keep kind of getting in these circumstances where it's like you're everything's set up to try to push you to do your own reflection and introspection, and to gain a certain level of clarity here, rather than just plunger forwards or plunger forwards. I don't think it's plunger, but plunder forwards, right? So this is about getting you to kind of be present and look at that, especially organize your mentalities here by going into the inner fears and mysteries and deeper things. The moon is very reflective, and it's also like once you illuminate that inner stuff, you can release it just by seeing it. It can help to kind of not release it out of you, but to, make peace with it in a sense. That's a form of release. So, okay, any advice for Scorpio? Please and thank you for Scorpio watching. Any advice? There's that Chariot again. Scorpio, once you integrate your energy and balance your energy, your shadow and your feminine and your masculine, if you look at that way, your yin and yang here. And this can be in small ways. It doesn't have to be everything perfectly, but once you do that, you'll find your presence and you'll find your motivation and you'll find your step-by-step process from Spirit. Spirit sometimes doesn't want you to see the whole path ahead. It just wants you in that step-by-step kind of movement, okay? This is a victorious Aquarian dream-led kind of movement here, Aquarius energy. Be honest with yourself about what things aren't fully working here or what things feel like progress is slow or not really moving or feels like more work than it's worth, or when you feel burnt out, or it's like your dreams are knocking here, or a better way to do something is knocking here. But you got to listen and you got to be real with yourself about how you actually feel about what's going on now, and not just try to just plummet on and on and on. Okay, anything to add to that advice, please? I find the energy these days can sometimes be a bit tricky to articulate. It's there and I feel it, but it's like the words about it are not always connecting. So I really hope that makes sense for you guys. Yeah, you're also being asked to stop and look at what's best for you. What actually feels really good for you, and can you be honest about what feels good for the new version of you, what is it that actually works for you, because you can have that in a sense here, okay? Slow down maybe and look at your options from time to time in a different way or a different light. I'm also hearing use or utilize your partnership or partnerships. Okay, anything else Scorpio should know? Scorpio watching, please and thank you. Anything else Scorpio watching should know? Please and thank you. I'm hearing I'm back in baby's arms, or baby back. I feel like more positive energy could be coming into a disconnect. If you feel disconnected with a marriage or with somebody or something that you were committed to, or you divorced or separated from someone or something, or you got out of a contract, or you're not feeling totally invested into a situation or a connection that is, on a deeper level, or a contract or an agreement, I feel like there's a nice energy coming into that. It's going to help uplift it. You're going to get a new perspective on it, communicate the truth here. Definitely new paradigms coming in. That was same for Pisces. New paradigms, new beginnings with the mindset, new communication. Very useful, very beneficial. Very abundant. Communicating how you feel can help you a lot too. to actually ease a situation or bring more positive energy, invite more positive energy into it. Especially if you have felt like your creativity or a project or your passion hasn't been reliable or stable somehow. It just might be the season or the moment for communication, speaking truths, and perspective work here. A lot of air energy in your reading, too. Okay, Scorpio. It is what you make it, okay? All the forces that annoy you, that are trying to slow you down or make you look at things or whatever it is that's irritating you, just remember, I mean, in a way, those ultimately are coming from you. You know, that's your spirit trying, that's your soul, your spirit, that energy, whatever, universe, trying to push you in the direction of something that will feel best for you ultimately. Even though it can feel annoying or like mundane or a hassle at times. Okay? You've also got... You've got sturdy foundations here already, but they become more sturdy and more stable when you do this kind of inner work, okay? And we do need to make time for that in life. So that's what we have for you guys. We send you a lot of love and wellness. Take care.